John Edelson, Caldwell Banker. Let's give people a couple seconds to get on here. I'll tell you what's going on. I made a controversial post last night and got about 100 comments overnight saying that if you look down at the bottom here, more foreclosures are coming. That means we're going to have 300% at least more foreclosures in 2022 than we had in 2021. And people were kind of freaking out about that. So let's give people a couple minutes to get on here and go from there. Hang on, check my phone here. Not even sure if it's working. I'm trying this app called Restream right now that I've never tried before. So hopefully it works. It's pushing out live to Facebook. So I got a few people coming on right now, 3 or 4. Okay. So here's what happened. I did a post last night that says foreclosures will be up 300% this year. And I had a lot of people that were angry with me. A lot of agents, a lot of realtors, some lenders saying, we're not seeing that. That's bullshit. You're wrong. Well, it's true. And there's a couple good reasons for that. The most important reason is because we had a moratorium on foreclosures last year. You know, let's go start this slideshow here. Let's get it going here. I'll tell you more about it. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Here we go. Okay. Trying to use this Restream. It looks pretty decent. So I'm switching over here. Okay, so more foreclosures are coming. Because last year we had a moratorium on foreclosures. In 2021, the government said, banks, you cannot foreclose anybody. So what they did, instead of foreclosing, people went into forbearance. They didn't make their payments, so they had to find a solution to not make their payments and not get foreclosed upon. So the forbearance started. Now people came out of forbearance at the end, and they're still coming out right now, and they're solving that forbearance issue without foreclosure, much foreclosure, okay? So let's go to the next slide here. Forbearance. The moratorium that stopped everything. So that's what slowed down last year's foreclosures is the moratorium, okay? Let me see what Stephen Thomas. So this information was given to me by Stephen Thomas. He's an economist. He also has what's called reports on housing, which is a great report for agents. People sign up for it. I think it's like $150 a year, and you get monthly, biweekly, all these reports he sends you that just let you know what's going on in the real estate industry. So it's a great report to have. I highly recommend it. Stephen Thomas, reports on housing. These are actually his slides, okay? So the moratorium came last year and said no foreclosures. After that, I'll show you what Stephen Thomas says. He thinks we'll have a 550% increase, which sounds like it's a huge number, right? 550% from last year, because we didn't have any last year. Last year in South Orange County, or Southern California, the 5 southern counties, we had 76 distressed sales. That's foreclosures and short sales combined. He's predicting will be about 500 this year. I'm saying even 225, which, you know that number? It's triple the 76 I was talking about, making 300%. So how does that come into play, right? What does that triple look like compared to the past? Is the sky falling? Are we going to have a ton of foreclosures, short sales? Is everything going to be freaking out? No. Here's what happened in the peak. Look at 2012. We had almost 12,000 distressed sales in Southern California. 12,000. We had some weeks that were 400 or 500 distressed sales. We won't even have that many this whole year, but it's still going to be 3 times as much as we had last year. That was my whole point I was trying to make. I'm not saying Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the economy is going to bust. I'm saying we're going to have a lot more short sales and foreclosures than we had last year. 3 times as much, because last year we had basically 0. All right, let's go to the next slide. Can anybody give me a comment, see if this is working? So I've never tried this Restream before. So what happened to stop all these foreclosures last year was forbearance, right? And it was misunderstood. What's going to happen? I can't make the payment anymore because am I going to have to pay it all at once at the end of it? Am I going to owe $40,000 at the end of the year? So there's a bunch of different ways they went about solving this problem. They either put a payment on the very end saying, okay, we're just going to have like a second mortgage for, let's say, $40,000 on the end of your loan. Or they say you can pay it off in payments as you go and add it on to your payment for a year. Or you can pay it off in a lump sum. Whatever work, the banks are trying their hardest to work this out. When people have equity, they're not going to let their houses go. Some will, but very, very few. So now we've got all perspective. Well, there's almost 8 million people, 7.9 actually went into forbearance. 7 million have already exited forbearance. A lot of them paid it. Some removed delinquent workouts. You can go through and see the charts here all the way around. So there's really about 1% that haven't figured out what they're going to do yet. So that's such a small number compared to the whole United States, right? So those forbearances will mostly get worked out. There's still some that won't get worked out. All right. So here's what ended up happening. Missed payments versus rising equity. Let's say you have a $750,000 home. Your loan is $175,000. Interest rate is 3.5. Your payment's about $3,000 a month. Okay. So if you miss that payment, that makes sense, right? If you miss that payment for a full year, you're $36,000 behind. But also during that same time last year, our equity rose by 20%. That means the home that you had a loan on for $750,000 is now worth $900,000. So you've gained $150,000 over the course of that 12 months, right? So if you look at the math on that, even though you still owe $36,000 in back payments, minus the $150,000 appreciation you gained, is still $114,000 ahead without making any payments for the year. So people aren't really in trouble, but some still won't get it. There'll still be some deaths. So there'll still be some divorces. There'll still be some things that people, lose their jobs. Just situations happen where you go back to a natural level of foreclosures and short sales. There won't be very many, but it'll be 3 times as many as last year. And that was the whole point. Even if you only appreciated 10% instead of the 20 and you gained $75,000, you're still $39,000 ahead of last year. So it's still looking pretty good. So that's it, guys. That was my whole explanation, my 7-minute explanation of what my controversial post was last night that got people all up in arms. The sky is not falling. The world's not coming to an end. There's not going to be a rash of foreclosures, but there will be a lot more than there were last year. And hopefully we can buy some because we need some for our flips. All right, that's it, guys. I love you guys. I hope this worked. It's my first time trying Restream. If you have any questions, comments, post it below. I'd be happy to ask. And you guys have an awesome week. Happy Monday.